and welcome to that Raw and Kades podcast, episode 3. Yes. I'm really sorry that this is like late. I think it's about 3 weeks since I last did one. I didn't set up my timing very well, and my kids were off school for a week last week, and it was just impossible. I got hardly anything done at all to do with knitting or recording video or anything, just because, well, you can't. you can't do anything. My 5-year-old is very, what's the word? He wants attention all the time. He can't play alone, he wants you with him all the time, so it's very difficult to get anything done. So I'm here now, and I've also got a different setup. I'm using a camera and I can't see myself at all. So I'm hoping this goes okay. I've looked at footage and it looks like it's made the background really bright, so I'll try and sort that in editing, but I do apologise if it's really bleached out. I recorded on my phone before, and yeah, I had a nightmare last time. I couldn't get it off my phone. I have an iPhone, and all my equipment is Microsoft, so getting an iPhone to put stuff onto a Microsoft is just doesn't want to do it. So my boyfriend Terry was doing everything he could to help me out and get it off there, and he was downloading different software and you don't need to know. Anyway, I'm trying with the camera today, but I can't see myself, so if I'm like going, look at this, and you can't see anything, I apologise. I doubt I'll be waving anything over here, but I do apologise if this is a disaster. I'll do my best. Right, so I should probably get an introductory thing going, shouldn't I? So I am Kelly. If this is your first time to the podcast, welcome, and if you are a returning viewer, then welcome back. And thank you so much for appreciating my podcast enough to come back for a third time. Now I am known across most of social media as Raw and Kades. I think the only one I'm not on is Twitter, because I don't understand Twitter. But I'm on everything else. You'll find me as Raw and Kades on Ravelry, and you will find me as Raw and Kades on Instagram, which are the two main places. What else do I need to say? This is a knitting, designing podcast, I suppose, because a lot of things you'll see here are new designs of mine. So, and I'm a knitting designer, and I've been doing that for about 11 years, I think. So there we go. So let's get going. Finished objects. This week I've got a really sore throat, so I'm going to be drinking bits and bobs of coffee. Just ignore me. I'll edit out the slurping. So finished objects. Still going on with the Stitch on Sunday Blanket. So weeks 21 and 22 have gone out since I was last on the podcast. Wouldn't there have been a third? I don't think there was. Did you see week 20? I can't remember. You're getting to see 21 and 22. So I'll try and hold it the right way up this time. It's quite hard to know sometimes. So this is week 21. So hopefully you can see this, because I cannot tell if it's focusing or not. This was Gothic leaves. The eagle-eyed amongst you will realise that I did 2 normal sized repeats and then an extra long one. So I obviously just got carried away on this one and knitted a bit more. So yeah, no one mentioned it when it was posted up, but I knew. So that was week 21, that's Gothic leaves. And then just this Sunday gone was week 22, which is Embossed floor. I'm hoping you can see that. An embossed floor is like this cute little wobbly line thing, and it also is cute on the back. It's like little mushrooms on the back. So there we go. So that's week 21-22 of the Stitch on Sunday Blanket finished. That's still ongoing, so we'll we'll be doing 40 weeks of that. And then, and you're very, very welcome to join in if you want to, even if you haven't done any of it, just because we're down to 21. It's going to be up forever, so just get yourself going, get on with it. So the other finished object is the little girl's dress that I'd been working on. So, I don't know if you can see that. This is what I finished up with. It's got little buttons in the back, just a sec, I'll just fasten them. So, we have the lace sleeves and then we have the lace bottom on the skirt, and it's got 3 buttons in the back, or 4 buttons depending on your size, and the middle has a lateral braid stitch going across, which is also around the neckline. Yeah, it's like a lightweight, so it's done in this was Malabrigo sock, so it's done in like a lightweight yarn, so it's supposed to be a bit floaty and pretty, so they can go picking daisies or getting themselves in the mud, whatever. So there we go. So that's currently in testing. I've called it the Moonglade dress because I kind of liked the idea of little girls wearing it and dancing in the moonlight with the bare feet. That was where it kind of came from. I don't know why. So yeah, that's what we've got. So that's the Moonglade dress. So that's all finished and currently in testing. So I'm hoping to release that pattern in July. The test ends on the first week of July, so hopefully yeah, July. I have no more finished objects because that's basically all I've had time to finish off. Like I say, it's been a bit of a nightmare. I didn't tell you what I'm wearing, but I can't remember what it's called. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Right, so this is my Artesian shawl. I'm not 100% how to pronounce that. By Romi Designs. Romi Hill. And I've knitted it in Campfiber yarns, which was her yarn of the month last July, I think it was, which was called Eye of the Storm, and it is the most beautiful yarn. I love Campfiber yarns, but with it being in Canada, it's hard for me to get, like, because obviously the postage costs and everything, and tax. But this is basically it. Now, when I was knitting it, I expected it to be a lot bigger, and to be fair, I used most of the skein. I didn't have a lot of the yarn left when it was done, but I did expect it to be bigger, even though I knitted the smallest size because I knew I only had one skein. I'm not very good. So this is it. It's kind of got these jaggedy edges going along and all the eyelets. So, and it's, the yarn is absolutely beautiful, and the pattern was fun. It wasn't too bad. I got a bit fed up by the end, but it is small, so I basically wear it like this, and I kind of tie it in the back because it just won't stay on, otherwise it just slides off. But yeah, it's a little bit chilly today. It's supposed to be 20 degrees, but it doesn't feel 20 degrees. I had to put a necklace? No, a scarf on. So yeah, right. Whips. I've got a few whips. So I'm going to show you one more time because you've seen it a couple of times already, and you're going to get bored of seeing it because I'm not very fast with some of these things. But I'll show you my pink Fizz once more because it has grown a little bit since you last seen it, and you can see the pattern really well now. So I thought I'll show you that one more time for now, and then the next time I show you it, I'll have made a big dent. I'll make sure. But yeah, you can see the pattern, and it's really pretty, and it's actually really fun to do. And I've also carried on using the chart. I haven't written it out at all. I've completely gone with the chart. I've just been scribbling out where I've been and just doing the next line, and I've been managing to do that while drinking gin and watching Walking Dead. So yeah, I'm doing all right. So this is basically my Walking Dead project. So it's every Friday night. I work a little bit on that. Yeah, so that's cracking on. I've nearly finished the entire chart, and then you have to do the chart again, and then it's like sleeves, I think. I'm not 100%. But yes, so that's in Drops Lima. That's 65% wool and 35% alpaca, and I got the powder pink colourway. So it's nice. It is nice. I do like, you know, I like drops. If you've been watching the podcast, I'm a big drops advocate. So yes, that's Pink Fizz. The other one I've got on the needles is a new design. People have been asking me, because I've been doing a lot of sock designs, people were asking me to, people who'd never knitted socks before were asking me to do a beginner sock pattern. And I know there's loads and loads of beginner sock patterns out there, but I think some people, they find trust in a designer because they've used them a few times with other things, so they tend to gravitate towards that designer and ask them to do the beginner stuff, which I don't mind doing. It's flattering that they want me to get them to do that. So I've been asked a fair few times recently about socks, so I decided to do a beginner's sock pattern. So because it's a beginner's pattern, I've done it in DK. So this is Coop Knits Socks Yeah DK. This is the Fleet colourway. So I wanted to do DK so it was a quicker knit rather than a really slow 2.5mm 4-ply super slow pattern that people are just going to get bored with when they've never done it before. So I thought if we do a DK, then you're going to get through it a bit quicker. So and I also wanted, I know a lot of tutorial sock patterns are just vanilla sock, just completely plain, nothing else going on. But I wanted to kind of show people where the instep is, which is the top of the foot, and then the difference between where the instep is and the bottom of the foot, so that you know, you learn that terminology and everything, because I didn't know what an instep was until I started knitting socks. So it's got this garter stitch going all the way down the side of the instep. And then I just need to Kitchener the toe, and it's a heel flap and gusset. Since I think that's pretty much the first one you start with, isn't it? With a heel, in my experience anyway, is you start with the heel flap and gusset. So I started with that, and yeah. So I need to Kitchener the toe, and then the second sock I'm gonna film the entire thing from start to finish. Of how to knit each separate part and what each separate part is. So hopefully we'll get some more sock knitters in the knitting army. That's what we need. So that's those. They've got no name yet. I got one in my head and I was like, that's it, that's the name, and then completely forgot it. Didn't write it down. We won't go there. Right. Where we will go though is the Lariat. Do you remember last week? If you watched last week, last week, it's like 3 weeks ago, Kelly, shut up. If you watched the last podcast, I had a Lariat top in a bag, all pieces knitted, chucked in a tote bag, and it had been in that tote bag for about a year because I hate seaming. And I showed it to you guys so that it existed, apart from just in my cupboard. It was real, and therefore I had to do it. And I knew I was recording the podcast today, so I started it yesterday. And I had an awful day yesterday. I'll show you. Right, I'm going to show you. So, I've done some. Woo! Okay. That should be the cover. That's the cover of the podcast this week. Right, so that's inside out. So, it's such a beautiful top, and I'm just so annoyed with myself. This is Lariat, right? Okay. And it's got these beautiful, intricate little cables going down the front. and down the back with the eyelets and everything. It's a reverse stocking stitch, blah 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 blah. I did the shoulders. I cheated. I unpicked the cast off and kitchenered the shoulders together. I hate sewing up so much. Kitchenered. Is that even a word? Put the shoulders together using kitchener stitch. Okay. Right, so they were done. And then I sewed on the sleeves. And then I unpicked the sleeves. And then I sewed them on again. And then I unpicked them. And then I sewed them on again. I basically spent my entire day yesterday sewing on Lariat sleeves, taking them back off, sewing them on again. Each sleeve has so far been on 3 times. This one I'm finally okay with, and I did that kind of like a mattressy stitch type thing. I can't do it. I can do mattress stitch on a stockinette. I don't even say stockinette, I don't know why I've said that. Stocking stitch. I can do mattress stitch on stocking stitch. No problem. I find that so easy. But because it's reverse stocking stitch, I just had a nightmare. So I did that, and I'm alright with that. I'm happy with that. It'll do for me. It just needs blocking. Look at the state of that. I mean, just call myself a knitting designer. My good God. Don't want to swear on the podcast, but that's where my mouth is going. Oh, so that's coming out again, and I'm going to do it like I did, because it wasn't done the same as this. So I'm going to pull this one out, do it same as this. Then I've got the sides, then I'll wear it next time. Oh, someone who chats to me on Instagram direct messages said that she hates sewing up too, and she said that she would have frogged it and turned it into something else, and I was this close yesterday. I was so close to just going, I'm done. So, do you know what? I really like Yamagara's stuff. Her designs are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I actually have bought her latest one. I think it's her latest one, and it's in my queue to do. Let me just double check. Yes, so I've bought her latest. Is it her latest pattern? Oh no, she's had a couple more since. I'll show you on my phone. So Atrium. If you can see that. If you can't, I'll pop a picture up anyway. But I bought Atrium as soon as it come out because I loved it, and I want to do that very, very, very soon. And I bought the pattern, and it's in my library waiting to be done, and I've got an awful feeling it's going to be knitted flat, and if it is, I'm going to have to adapt it, because I can't. I will have to see if I can adapt it, but I just hate it, as you well know. So there we go. And I have one more whip. Have I done that? Yes, I've got one more whip. So I decided to cast on some socks just for me. I am very, very guilty of buying some really nice yarn and then putting it away until I can think of a design for it. And I don't use it for me. And if I don't, and then when I do knit something for me with the yarn, I feel like I'm wasting the yarn. It's an issue. So I decided I've got to stop doing that. I've got all this gorgeous yarn kicking about that I've treated myself with. So if I've treated myself with it, I should treat myself with the actual finished knitwear. I did this because it was one of a kind, and I thought, well, you can't really design something in a one of the kind anyway, because unless anybody has that already, they're not going to be able to get the exact match. So I did something for myself, but the whole time I felt guilty, and I kept thinking I should be designing something with this because it's so beautiful. But I've got to get out of that, because it's stupid. So I've got, I decided to cast on, these are Vapour socks by Curious Handmade. So I hope you can see that. And oops, so it's a twisted rib and then this lovely lace pattern, and the back is stocking stitch. And this yarn I've had ages, and it's a one of a kind from Woolly Goodness Yarns. And it's Silver Sparkle 4-ply, hand painted green and purple one of a kind. So it's 70% merino, 25% nylon and 5% stellina. And it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I didn't have a ball spinner or anything when I had this, and I balled it up and then just left it in my cupboard. And it's been sat in my cupboard, I don't even know how long, a while, and it is a one of a kind. So again, can't redesign something in a one of a kind because that's not fair. But I also really do need to get out of that habit. So yeah, you can see the colour there. I hope you can see how sparkly it is. I don't know whether that'll pick it up, but oh, it's just so beautiful and it's so soft, so I can't wait. So I've been working on them. I have my little 9-inch silks and I've been knitting away on those. So they're Vapour socks by Curious Handmade. I think they're from volume 3 of the Sock Society. But you can buy everything separately once the next Sock Society comes out, as far as I'm aware. So that's my whips. Acquisitions / future knitting. I can see the future, and I'm gonna knit an Assisi shawl. Oh God, don't put you through my singing. Right. Oh, I did have another finished object. I thought I had something else. I did finish the commission for Let's Knit. I think you were all quite aware that it was going to be a hat since I had a pom-pom. But I can't show you it. A, because I'm not allowed, and B, because it's gone to Let's Knit. It went in the post last week. So they've got that. Once it comes out, I will share that with you. It's a winter hat anyway, because you work like 6-8 months in advance. So I think it's for their October issue. I can't remember what she told me now. But yes, so I did finish something else. I haven't been that lazy. Right, acquisition. So I decided to buy some yarn from Love Crafts because it was on sale. I got the Willow and Lark Ramble, which is a really splendid superwash wool, apparently. That's what it says. It's 100% wool. And I got these two. So this is for, I don't know if it's got the colourways on here. I can't remember what colourways I got. No, it doesn't. Oh, it's just got numbers. I'll put them in the description box for you. Right. So I got those two, and it is for the Assisi shawl by Frosia Knits, which is Elise. Is it Lejinko? She's going to laugh her head off now. She'll be saying, no Kelly, it's not how you say it. It's this shawl. I think it's not, it hasn't got an N in it, so it's not Lejinko. G-Core? I don't know. I'm sorry, Elise, I'm so sorry. I'm sure she'll tell me. So this is what I want to knit. This is Elise's, one of her newest designs, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Oh, you can't even see that darkened. Oh, honestly. So, that's a CC shawl, and so I've got the darker yarn for the main section, and then the blue for the stripes. It's kind of like a bluey grey as well. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's like a bluey grey and then the blue. And yeah, so I'm going to be starting that soon, not too soon because we're in the midst of a beautiful British summer at the minute, and I'll be too hot with all of that on my knee, so I'm going to do it later on, but ready for autumn. So yes, that is my future name. Right, the next part of the podcast, some of you may know, some of you may not know, that I have a little notions shop on Etsy. So I'm going to show you a couple of things that are going to be going into the shop. So if you're not interested in that, that's absolutely fine. And I will see you in a fortnight. If you are interested in that, that's what I'm going to show you next. So I have been messing about with some beads. God, I sound so professional, don't I? Messing about with beads. And I've been making some little stitch markers for the shop. So they're not in the shop yet, but they're going up in the shop. So we've got these ones that come with a ring or a lobster clasp. I hope this is focusing. And these ones come in a set of 3. Those first ones are just one on their own because they're quite large. These ones come in a set of 3. But I also have these little ones that will come in a set of 4 or 8, depending on what you want. And they've all got names on these ones. So these ones are Firewalker. We've got Water Nymph. And what else have we got? What one's this one? Sweet Cheeks. We've got Don't Call Me Baby. And where's that other one? Oh, there we go. Rising Sun. Got a fair few. I was having a great time the other day. And Wood Nymph. That's pretty much it. I think we've got Ice Queen as well. There we go, there's Ice Queen. So yeah, that's what I've been messing about with. So I've got those going in the shop. In the next couple of days I'm waiting for some cards to come through so I can hang them on the cards and make them look lovely. I've got new buttons and yeah, I've got these big stitch markers as well going in for those of you who like the chunky knits. So you have your big chunky needles. There's some teardrop, hold it the right way, some teardrop ones that are like a dark metal, like a almost black metal, gunmetal. So there we go. So I won't show you any more, but you can have a look at my Etsy shop. So I'll put the link below for you to have a look, and then they'll be going up. I currently don't ship international. It stopped recording. So yes, I was saying, what with COVID, and then before COVID we had Brexit. This postage has been up its bum, shall we say, right up its bum. So I'm really nervous to ship out to, because to send those tracked would be stupid money. You wouldn't pay that much money for a stitch marker. So obviously once I put them in the post, they're in the wind. I don't know where they are. I can't keep an eye on them. I don't know how long they're going to take to get to you. It's quite nerve-wracking. I am hoping to turn it back on. I'm going to post some stuff out to a friend in America, and she doesn't know yet. But she's having some stuff. Take my things and tell me how long it took to get to you. I've tried it once and it took 2 months, so we're going to try again. And then yeah, and then if it gets to her quite quickly, then I'll put postage back on. Yeah, but unfortunately I'm only shipping in the UK at the minute. But as soon as I will let you know. And that's it. I think that's it. I have no idea how to end podcasts. That's it. Bye. But yes, oh, I did want to say there's some podcasts that I'm absolutely loving at the minute, and a lot of them are quite new. So, very, very quickly, I'm going to tell you that one of them is Little Lycac, and Little Lycac had mentioned me as well, and a lot of people had come over to me. So hello, people from Little Lycac, because that was lovely, and she's really lovely to watch. She's called Amanda, and she's on, I think she's one podcast ahead of me, so she's probably coming up to her fourth. And yeah, she's absolutely brilliant to watch, and she does some great great projects, and she dyes her own yarn as well, which I need to get because they all look beautiful. So that's Little Lycac. I'll put the link below. Who else? Let me see. Obviously I've been watching Amy Florence from the beginning, which is crazy because it's 4 years ago. I've also started watching, where is she? It was Kat Kelly. I've got to watch her second episode, but Kat Kelly is brilliant, an Irish knitter, and she's only just started knitting, and my god, the project she does for a beginner knitter is crazy, so good. So Kat Kelly, that's another one I'm going to recommend. And finally I'm going to recommend Enchanted Yarn. She gets so excited, and I absolutely love watching her, Nina from Enchanted Yarn. She stopped doing podcasts, but I have on good authority that she is starting again very, very soon, and I can't wait, because she's like a kid in a candy shop, and she's also started dyeing yarn, and her yarn is divine. I have some here that I've made a right mess of in the skein, but this is Enchanted Yarn. This was Pixie Dust. It's like this because I'm about to do something with it, but I've wrecked it. So yeah, I need to sort that out. But that's Enchanted Yarn's yarn. I've showed it on here before, and it's stunning, and Nina is hilarious and brilliant. So yes, Little Lycac, get over there. Enchanted Yarn, have a look at her. And Kat Kelly, go for Kat as well. All brilliant, brand new podcasters. So yes, there we go. Now I'm going. So I'll see you in a fortnight. Bye. There's something I forgot to say, so I'm sticking it on the end. I am going, I promise. I got too hot with me scarf on as well. It's obviously getting warmer outside. Thank you very, very much for all the love on the Coruscant sock pattern. They are here. Oh. Covered in grass because my 5-year-old's been at my desk. They're here, and there was so much love on them. It was one of the best sock launches I'd had in a long time, and I really, really appreciate all your messages and everything about them. Look at the grass on them. But yes, thank you very, very much for all your love on the sock pattern. Yeah, that's it.